Okay, officially, good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome, everybody, to the Options Income Launchpad Monday Market Kickoff. My name is Scott. I will be your host. Good to see you all. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your weekend. Those of you who were at our Sunday meeting, those who missed it, hopefully you had a chance to catch up on the recording. All right, let's get into it. First and foremost, let me remind you, as always, that this service is for education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing we do or say should be considered or construed as a recommendation to buy or sell. We're not brokers. We're not advisors. Any decision made should be at your own risk. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. All right. What's on today's agenda? Opening futures and news, of course. We will review the economic calendar, our market posture. We'll discuss mindset for open trades. We'll discuss the opening range, what the trade implications are, and if we have an early week opportunity list, what we're going to do with that. And lastly, trading plan section of the week. This is the last week of our current round. So right now we are on section 8, which is all about trading goals. So that's the big one that we're working on. Definitely spend some time on that. Let's get into it. What are the futures doing? Very nice start to the day. Our posture slowed down. Technically, our posture yesterday dropped. For those of you who were there, let me pull it up. For those who weren't, you know this. So, our volume hung on, but our sector rotation lost another 1/4 of a point, which is interesting for us to have a major market at 1, which is the strongest it can get, and a sector rotation at 0, which is saying, hey, we're starting to see signs from sectors that indicate the money is a little bit different. The money flow is different. The way that the institutions are aligning into the various areas of the market different. So, yeah. All right. What does that mean to us? Well, let's keep looking around. So, long term stayed the same, short term stayed the same, volume stayed the same. Major markets stayed the same. What happened? We lost a 1/4 point in sector. We lost a 1/4 point in the VIX. Actually, David Wilson asked money flow out of tech. Tech is the only thing that held up. The reason we let it drop to a zero was because we had two defensive sectors kind of join technology to where we said we can't really keep scoring it a certain way when we see that. And so we didn't actually score diminishment in tech. We scored improvement in some defensive areas. So tech is definitely still pretty strong. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Futures are up 0.45 for the S&P, 0.36 for the Dow, 0.58 for the NASDAQ, 1.18 for the Russell. Friday, I'll tell you, on Friday, the VIX was still holding the VIX was still holding on to some volatility in a way that I was actually starting to think, I don't think I'm going to end up putting a trade on. And then when we met Friday, that's, if you didn't see the Nvidia trade, that's when that came out. And that's when we said that we were, open to it. And as we ended up putting it on, that's where we ended up, was saying, hey, if we happen to get a big push on Monday, we want something in place. And again, that's ultimately what happened. So, yeah. All right, there's our opening bell. There's our opening bell. Let's sorry, let me see here. I was like, we didn't check through. So we saw the futures. Let's talk about what else. Stock futures rise with China talks, earnings flurry on deck. Economic deadlines loom as shutdown now third longest in history. Yeah, more just kind of waiting. Just kind of waiting to see, do we get progress from China talks? Do we get progress from the government shutdown? Obviously, that's the big thing that we're waiting for right now. So, okay. Let's see what else is going on. We are expecting to get today's announcement. Oh, no, we're not. This one is not. These two are. Jobless claims is not. Okay. We didn't see this before. So they had said temporarily suspended due to government shutdown. The CPI, these numbers here, will be published as they are determinants in the COLA, cost of living adjustments. So, yeah, we will definitely get our CPI numbers on Friday, but that's a long time to wait to actually get some data. I'm not going to go through the Fed Watch because the Fed Watch in this circumstance is irrelevant. At this point, the last two times we've looked at it, we have seen that there is basically a 100% probability priced in. Okay. Well, that's our context. The market's open. Let's go take a look at it. Let's go see how we feel about it. Apple is moving today up 2.5%. That looks pretty good. ABBV, that's a new one. That is a pharmaceutical stock coming out of our healthcare, where we've noticed that there is healthcare momentum. Archer Daniels, nothing there now. ANET, a little bit of possibility developing there. That's an interesting turn. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get to yeah, you can kind of see some of these are just sort of grinding along. APH grinding along, AVGO grinding along, AXP hitting some resistance, BAC pausing, Citigroup pausing. I would say Citigroup is an interesting one. Maybe developing. Caterpillar starting to settle back in as well. CCJ is down, but still viable. CLS is a little overextended, has earnings, right? We still have plenty of these with earnings. So we have to be careful with those. Okay. Okay. Capital One. Under the 50, nothing for us. Coinbase looks like it's trying to make that turn. We talked about Coinbase setting up, possibly looking good. That is definitely one that I'm looking at. Okay, let's see. Cisco's trying to turn a little bit. Delta's pulling back. We're looking to see what happens with that pullback. Excuse me. DoorDash looks pretty good. It's pulled back. It's sitting on top of the 50. So for me, I can see there's a couple of things setting up that are starting to look interesting. Okay, let's see. Diamonds. The Dow is up a little bit today. DocuSign struggling to hang on. Ford got earnings in a couple of days. Ford actually turned. It's actually moving a little bit. That's not bad. GE moved up a little today. I don't know if anyone still has a piece of this, but earnings are tomorrow. So if you did, you would want to shut her down. Gold, flat, but overextended. Okay, let's look at Google. Google keeps on. So that was one that I said if you have it, you'd probably maybe look to keep it going, or at least take some, keep some, which worked out pretty well for it, in fact. Let's keep looking around. Goldman struggled after earnings, and you can see they're continuing to struggle after earnings. Okay, let's keep looking. Hood. That looks viable to me. If it holds up, you can see that we bottomed. We hit the top of the 50. Now we seem to be turning. We can see our stochastic starting to cross. So this is one that I'm looking at for later in the day as a possibility. Howmet. No, it's kind of flat. Okay, let's keep looking. IBM. I'll tell you what, IBM would be interesting if it weren't for earnings in 2 days. That makes it tough. That makes it tough. Morning, Vladimir. Intel earnings in 2 days. There just doesn't seem like there's any room in there to get through. Let's keep going. IWM. IWM is moving today. It's up quite a bit today, 1.6%. It's trying. Lumentum is another one that has a little bit of continuation to it. Meta is down below the 50, but it's up for the day, 1%. Morning, Stephen D. Morgan Stanley, kind of flat still. Let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft maybe trying to turn. Earnings around the corner now. Micron up again, 3%. Netflix looks like it's trying to make a turn. Northrop Grumman stabilizing but has earnings right around the corner. Nvidia flat to start. Flat to start. I still think the signal looks right. So if you thought so as well, then you would be thinking there's opportunity for entry still. A lot of people say, am I too late? No, it's right there. Right at the same spot. Okay, let's keep looking. Yeah, it's a good favorable start to the day. To me, it looks like we're trying to stabilize. When you look at our posture, what do we notice? We went from... Nope, that's not it. We went from... we went from being down 1.25 point to down 0.5 point. So oftentimes when we stabilize, the stability comes slowly, right? Not like automatically. But it's, it's right there. It's exactly where we would think it would be. And so, as such, that's about as much as maybe we could be expecting in this circumstance. Would be, it's stabilized more than anything. Okay, let's keep going. You guys are quiet. What do you think about any of these? Anybody looking to trade today? Are you feeling better with the way the market's moving today? Okay. Steven says he likes the way it's gaining. Okay, good. Let's keep looking. Roblox. Oops, nope. Let me get to it. Roblox trying to stabilize a little bit. Reddit. Let's take a look at Reddit. Reddit can't seem to find its way back above the 50. Rocket Lab. So that Rocket Lab looked like it was going to pull back and then just shot up again. Okay. Silver. Silver looks like it could be in a setup. If you think gold and silver are going to continue, they're definitely showing a bit of a consolidation now. SoFi turning back around. SPY up 0.7% today. Tesla up 1.25% today. TSM starting to make a move today. Let's keep looking. Uber. Revisit Nvidia trade. Did not catch if you said it's setting up or still viable. Yeah. Whoever owner is. Your name didn't come through. But Nvidia is definitely still setting up. It's right basically in the same spot that it was. Okay, let's keep looking here. No, let's see. We went through that. Where were we? Uber. Those of you who are in Uber, I know there's some of you who are. What are your thoughts here? What are you doing with it? Getting called out, close to getting called out. Survived and options expired. Anybody still have a piece of that? Let me know. Okay, let's keep going. Upwork. No. Visa. No, Visa actually started to try to make some sort of inroads into tradability, and it just couldn't. Okay, let's keep looking. So the VIX has come. It was iffy all the way until today, and even today it's still a bit iffy. This is one we needed to talk about in a little bit more detail. So this, I would say, this box here, we'd really like to see it pop down out of this. That would be very, very helpful to us. It definitely, we were keeping an eye on this level, and you can see that we got back to it and then down. That looks good. I mean, that's very helpful, right? That's very helpful for us to see. Okay, let's keep looking. Walmart. Still viable. Okay, let's go through the XLs and then let's talk about what's tradable now. Or not now, but today. What's tradable today? That's what we're hoping for. Sad news if true. Some analysts predicting mortgage rates will hover between 6 and 6.5 through 2029. I just saw. Was that an article on Yahoo Finance? I saw that too. I didn't click on that, but I saw that they talked about it. Um, Interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is sad if that's where they're going to be. Let's go back. We didn't get through all the XLs. XLB, flat. XLC, trying. Energy, kind of flat. Financials, um, kind of underwater. Okay, let's keep going. All right. XLI, we will be in a world of hurt if the shutdown doesn't end soon. Agreed. Agreed. Okay, let's look at tech. Tech's doing just fine. XLK's doing well. Staples are a little iffy. Utilities, iffy. Healthcare is moving a little bit. Right? Healthcare is moving a little bit. Hence the ABBV trade. XLY. Discretionary is trying to move a little bit. Well, I'll tell you the Apple one. We looked at the Apple. This one's moving pretty well. Hopefully someone picked up a piece of that. Well, at least it's moving well in the morning. At least it's moving well in the morning. Okay, let's keep looking around. ANET has a possibility. We're looking at that. Coinbase, a possibility. Looking at that. Robinhood has a possibility. We're looking at that. You can see that we have some trades. Right? We have a few things that are moving, that are looking right. Let's keep looking around here. How met close? Lumentum. Actually, Lumentum. I'm a little less. I'm a little bit less on now. It's Monday and it's drying out. Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think maybe the shutdown. I think getting tired of the current, market circumstances for trying to get some signals is I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like we have some opportunities developing. There's just not that many. Let's go look at the intraday. Melody, I didn't see you before. How how is the Upwork? Still on? Still waiting? Where does that? I'm not sorry. Uber, yeah, not Upwork. It started with an U, a U. How's that? Uber still in? Let me know where that stands. But give me your thoughts, everyone. Who would take a trade today? Or I guess a different way would be who wouldn't. Oh, did you have one expire on Friday? I wasn't sure if you had expiration Friday or not. Expired worthless, and that was just barely dropped back out. Is that right? So now what strike price are you thinking about? Not sure. Okay. Okay. If you don't have it done by tomorrow night, you can feel free to bring it. Feel free to bring it to the Q&A and workshop it with the group if you hold off on it. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about the intraday. Now, are any of you doing any day trading right now? And if so, how is that working out? What is right? What is wrong? What are you what are you doing with your day trading right now? So the SPY had a good starting jump. Let's zoom in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Although I do have news, I did get scheduled for my neck surgery. 1 month, November 19th. November 19th, I will meet. Or November 19th, I will get my neck operated on. Crazy. Here's our opening range. You can see that it moved up to the top of the opening range here. Started to pull back. Making another attempt, but unable to get through it. Yeah. So nothing there right now. I think, you know what? It's funny because I think it's a pretty common, not necessarily common, but it's not an uncommon surgery. And so they didn't seem too worried. So if they're not too worried, I'm not too worried, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so if we can break the upper end of this range, that will make all the difference. If we can't, then I would expect that we test the bottom of the range. If we test the bottom of the range and break it, I would expect we end up at least back into this area. And that could diminish any early entries that we see right now. So we want to be aware of that. Okay. Yeah, it had a great starting point. But at this level here, if it doesn't break, now if it comes back down and it retests at a higher level, that would, in my opinion, open up the possibility for a bullish day trade. Right? That would definitely give us the possibility for a bullish day trade. But we would have to watch and be mindful. What happens with it? Any questions? Any thoughts about any trade setting up now? Nothing? Okay, let's talk a little bit about trading plans. Let me pull it up. Whoops. Maybe I'll pull it up. Let's pull it up. The trading plan section we're working on now is 8. This is the last chance, or the last section before we get one last loop in before the end of the year. So if you're newish, if you haven't done a loop for a little while, we'll have one more. Where did it go? There we go. And let's scroll to the bottom. Improvement strategies. First and foremost, outcome versus process goals. Outcome versus process. Now, I always tell people that a process goal, or excuse me, an outcome goal, meaning I want to make X percent in a X period of time. Right? X percent in X period of time is kind of what we're looking at. One of those. You get one. You can see I put it here. You should have one of these. Our goals should be based on improving the trading process. So what are you doing to have better routines? What are you doing to have better rules? What are you doing to have better risk management? What are you doing to have better trade management ideas? To name a few. What are you doing to cut your losses short better? What are you doing to let your winners run better? What are you doing to improve your entries? Saying I want to make X percent is kind of arbitrary. Walking through specific steps as to how you're going to achieve those improvements, right? We need to have record keeping for our goals. Have somewhere that you make a note of what the goal is, what it entails. It's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable. What timeline you're going to look at it from. What are the specific steps you're going to take to complete that goal? How often are you going to monitor and make progress notes? And lastly, did you achieve it? Are you going to set it again? Where are some areas that we can focus on? Number 1, focus on section 1. Strengths and weaknesses. Strengths and weaknesses. Find a weakness and say, hey, I'm going to set a goal to eliminate that as a weakness. Number 2, priorities. What are your priorities? The last way that we can set goals is based on analytics. So as you get your record keeping in place, like we just did, now you have the ability to say, and you have the ability to quantify and say, hey, what size are my losses? What can I make them smaller? What's the ratio compared to my gains? Can I make that smaller? How big are my gains? Can I make them bigger? And you start to think of what are some specific things I can do to make everything more successful in the trading. Questions about goals. This week, I would love if anyone were willing to share their goals. Maybe we'll try that for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, if you come, I would like you to be ready to share what you consider to be your strongest trading goal. Right? What goal are you working on that will allow you to improve the way that's what we're talking about, improvement strategies. So let me know if you have any questions about that, but I'm going to do that. Now that I thought about it, I'm like, yes, that's what's happening. Then next week, let me see, actually. How many weeks are left in the year? We won't count this one because it's New Year's and it's not only a half a week. This one is Christmas. We'd like to be done before that if possible. So let's say this is week 8, week 7, week 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting the 26th. Where are we now? Whoops. Oh, yeah. That's it. We got to jump right into it. In order to get that last week done, or that last round of the trading plan done, we got to jump right in. That'll get us wrapping up right before Christmas. That's kind of perfect. So we're going to make a big push. Let's may as well think about goals now. But we have one last chance, and you can see Stephen gave a personal attestment to it. This is a great learning experience to go through the trading plan from beginning to end. I say this a lot. I've never, in 20 plus years of coaching or trading, I've never had somebody say to me, Scott, I don't understand why you had me go through and write down my trading plan like that. They never came back and said, yeah, I didn't really get anything from it. That doesn't happen. What happens is they're like, oh my gosh, that was enlightening. Oh, that was exactly what I needed. Oh, I could see the things that I needed to work on. That's true for both the trading plan itself and for the record keeping, right? There's never been a time someone's like, there's been plenty of times they're like, oh man, the record keeping can be hard. Yes. It can be daunting and cumbersome. Yes. It can be where you feel like but when you get the actual data and you're like, oh, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Yeah, that's what it does. It brings clarity to it. And so anyways, that's the objective. I think sometimes people get complacent. They're like, oh, he's talking about the trading plan loop again. But if you're not on the loop, it's not helpful. Get on the loop. An hour a week. That's all it takes. An hour a week. And after 2 passes at the trading plan, you will have an absolutely amazing trading plan to show. All right. There are signals setting up. If this market sells off in the second half, unlikely. If it holds or even improves a little, there's a good chance we see an alert later this afternoon. So keep an eye out for that. It's great to see everybody. Melody's right. It's hard sometimes to keep energy levels high when the market, we're in a shutdown and we're kind of grinding, and it's like, but we're going to do our best. I'm going to lean on you guys for strength. We're going to lean on each other for strength, and we're going to do what we can to stay in front of this thing. So it's great to see everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Good. Sarah's in for the trading plans and for looking at it. Love it. Okay. It's great to see everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. As always, happy trading.